So in 2022 and some of 2023, Nike were releasing a whole bunch of Air Trainer ones, and this is something that as a kid I really liked and never got my chance to grab a pair, and my brother would also like them as well. And this is the Air Trainer one, and I have the navy version as well, but this one is the Photon Dust colorway. And with a reoccurring theme with me, I like trainers with sort of neutral colorways, and this is no exception. And I actually think it's one of the nicer pairs, so in terms of the colors, because it's just neutral, so you can kind of wear them with anything. And this one is just all grey, different grey panels, and then they've got the sailed out midsole as well, so I don't think this is an OG colorway. However, it's another cool Nike sneaker, and another sort of Tinker Hatfield classic. And what always gets me is the Nike Air logo on the back, on the heel. It's one of these things that I suppose like 80s and 90s kids understand and know what that means to them. And especially like during the early 90s and late 80s, Nike were really sort of pushing out the silhouettes, and we were paying attention in the UK as well. And with this pair, I like this sort of strap. I think it seems like Travis Scott is a big fan of that and created his own trainer one, and then also putting it on his new silhouette as well. And I like this kind of outrigger as well that you got here for, which because the shoe was used originally for sort of strength training, and that's why it's got sort of flat base. But it's a cool trainer, and this strap was supposed to be for lockdown. My only issue is the nubuck feels quite nice on these panels here and on the toe area and here. I think the only issue is just this material on here, on the toe box, and also on the medial and lateral side. This is just really cheap, and it just looks really bad after a couple of wears and just sort of creases up. So you can probably see here this leather actually is of nice quality, but the rest of the shoe is okay. It's not like amazing, so that's the only thing that's off-putting for me. So here we have the details of the Air Trainer 1 Photon Dust. It comes in a Photon Dust and light smoke grey colourway, and it has a polyurethane midsole with an airbag in the heel, and it's made up of all leather and sort of synthetic construction, and the price is £110. So with the comfort and sizing, these are on the sort of medium to firm side. I wouldn't say they're like too firm, and they have a bit of give to them, so it does feel quite nice on foot. And they do have more of a flat sole because they'll primarily use as a training shoe for weightlifting, that kind of stuff, and strength training in general. And I think the wearing time for these is probably around sort of 6 to 10 hours. It's mainly for the leather, which isn't of great quality, to sort of soften, and the midsole to have a bit of give. And true to size works for these in my opinion, but I tend to go half size up just to get a bit more space around the width. And these have good grip. I won't say it's excellent, so you have to be a bit careful when you're sort of walking in the wet. They're not amazing, but because they have a flat base, it should be pretty much fine. So with the look and style, it's a trainer one at the end of the day, and it's got a classic timeless design, so it's very much a product of the late 80s with that Nike Air on the heel, and you get the kind of that 4-foot strap to kind of lock you in place. And it's just a cool look. It's different to other trainers that are out there, and was even back then as well. And yeah, like I said, it was originally designed as a weightlifting gym training shoe. So you can probably still use them now actually for weightlifting, but obviously there's sort of newer technology out now. And I like the neutral colorways in this one. And usually you get the ones with like the black and Volt color and the blue navy pair, the obsidian pair, but with this one I think it looks quite nice actually, being just this sort of muted colour. And these are good for sort of spring, autumn, winter. I think my only thing with these is because of the cheap leather, they tend to look like they've been worn very quickly, so they, you know, you could be wearing them for like 5 to 10 hours, but they look like they've been worn for like 30 hours. And I think with these ones you can sort of dress them up on slightly more on the smart casual side. I would wear like chinos and a jumper, but I wouldn't be like wearing, you know, blazer and a shirt, that kind of stuff with it. And you can go with the white laces, but you could also put in grey and or sail to match the midsole. So with the final thoughts, I like the neutral colours. I think it's really cool and just an easy one to wear. And a trainer one is a timeless trainer, so depending on, you know, if you're a kid of the 80s, you'll probably be into these. And in terms of the cons, I think the costs probably at £110 is too high because there's not that much tech in there, and also the leather quality is a bit on the poor side. So with the ratings, I give the look and style on this one a 4 out of 5. It's a nice looking pair, and probably not as nice as the OG colours because they're iconic at the end of the day, but it's still up there with as being one of the better colourways. And the comfort is a 4 out of 5, so it's not like amazing comfort, and it's not going to have like too much give, but it's nice on foot. It's quite sort of neutral. And the quality on this, I'm going to give it a 2 because the fact that it's using almost, I feel like synthetic material, synthetic leather, and like I said, it just gets ruined very, very, very quickly. As soon as you start wearing them, you're kind of like, oh, these look really old now. And the pricing, I'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's a bit on the high side considering the materials that you get, but because of the look and the comfort, and I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think if they improved the materials and had the materials from the black and white pair, it would be awesome, but it so happens to be Nike sort of cheaped out on this one.